Welcome to Recharge with Richardson. 5 minutes of hope and inspiration every Monday and Thursday. And now, here is today's episode.
Hey, welcome back to Recharge with Richardson. I'm here with my wife, Stephanie.
Hi.
She is amazing and intelligent and beautiful and brilliant, and she is also a religion teacher. So her input is always really valuable. Wanted to bring that to today's episode of Recharge. So as of this recording, we have not finished Election Day. So
it's Tuesday though, so we're very stressed.
Yeah, we are anxious, probably like many of you are at this moment in time. I know this won't be released till Thursday, but I just want to let you know that in solidarity with my future self alongside you, that we're in this together, and that we're also feeling the way you're feeling. So we wanted to bring something intentional that speaks into right now, that speaks into what you may be feeling. Also,
even on Thursday.
So also, what's on our minds right now is we have our Infinite Hope series, which starts tomorrow. If you're watching this on Thursday, it starts on Friday, November 6th. And this is something that's intentionally talking about hope, intentionally talking about something to lean into, something to get up in the morning, get out of bed. Even aware of all of the things that are hard. So without further ado, I think we should dive into scripture. The passage we want to read is from John. Do you want to talk about the verses?
It's John 21, verses 6 through 11, and this takes place after Jesus has already resurrected. He's already appeared to the disciples a couple of times, and then he finds them out on the Sea of Galilee fishing. Maybe we should stop while I read it.
Okay.
I don't want to
Okay.
And he said to them, "Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." So they cast. And now they were not able to draw it in because of the multitude of fish. Therefore that disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put out his outer garment, for he had removed it, and plunged into the sea. But the other disciples came in the little boat, for they were not far from land, but about 200 cubits, dragging the net with fish. Then as soon as they had come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid on it, and bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish which you have just caught." Simon Peter went up and dragged the net to land, full of large fish, 153, and although there were so many, the net was not broken.
I love that. What comes into mind whenever you hear that, whenever you read that, especially now?
What comes into mind with the story?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess just the whole concept of blessings and looking for them versus them just kind of smacking you in the face. The fact that Jesus seems to be blessing the disciples, even though they had seen all of the stuff from him already. He had already died and resurrected, and they knew all of this, and yet they went back to fishing, which is what they had been doing before they met him.
Right,
So,
they went back to their comfort zone, and Jesus is
Yeah.
like, "Guys, you're fishers of men now." And they're like, "No, we're fishers of fish." And you know what's even funnier about that story is when they're doing this, they are really bad at it. They do the conventional thing where they fish at night, right? Mm-hmm. And they catch nothing. And when Jesus says, "Throw it on the other side," Jesus is kind of slapping the face of conventional wisdom. Because when he's telling them to throw that on the other side, not only is it the wrong side of the boat, it is also already morning. And whenever you're fishing using the method the disciples were using, you fish at night. That's because the fish can't see the net. There's a lot of practical reasons for that. So Jesus has to do this thing that makes no sense. It's like driving on the left side of the road in America. It's like, going the wrong way through a drive-through. It seems ridiculous. But they do this, and in my opinion, they do it out of exasperation, not out of faith, because they already don't even recognize Jesus. And he has already shown himself to them 2 times before this. Let's cross right here. And so when they're doing this, Jesus not only provides the blessing, he provides the means for them to receive the blessing in the first place. And that's so radical. Let's go this way. we're navigating the street here. So it's so radical for Jesus to be giving them not just the blessing, but literally the net to be able to catch it in at all. Not only did they have large fish, but the verse says that the net didn't even break. And I think of another passage, I think it's in Psalm 16. I believe it's verse 5. Let's stop so you can read that and not fall over as we're walking.
Thank you.
Yeah, 16 verse 5 right here.
Okay. O Lord, you are the portion of my inheritance and my cup. You maintain my lot.
You're my inheritance and my cup. So God's like, I'm not only going to give you grape juice, I'm going to give you the cup to drink it from. So I think that's really, you're maybe you're wondering, well, what does this have to do with the election? What does this have to do with Infinite Hope, a series about hope amidst seeing all of the hypocrisy and the struggle within the way sometimes we feel about church? And I think it's actually pretty clear, because for me, sometimes when I'm feeling really doubtful, I'm feeling very frustrated, I have a hard time even asking God to get me through the day. I'm like, God, do you really see me where I'm at right now? Do you see this pain? Do you see what I'm going through? But then when I read stories like this, I see God is wanting me to pray to change the world. God is wanting me to pray to be available, to allow him to reach people for eternity. You know, these kinds of things are so much more than what I'm thinking God can answer. So God is saying, whenever we're in the midst of those feelings, in the midst of those kinds of positions in life, maybe without a job, maybe lost a loved one, maybe someone's sick, God's like, pray for so much more. God says that he will not only give you the blessing, but he'll provide the means for you to catch it in the first place. What else do you think? Do you have any other final thoughts?
I mean, I was just thinking that, we may look at the disciples and be like, how on earth did you not recognize Jesus? Like, how are you going to be so grumpy towards him because you couldn't catch any fish? But it is interesting that even in that state, they were willing to do what Jesus said. So maybe it was just out of exasperation, like you said, or maybe it was some other reason, but they did listen to him and they did cast their nets on the other side, even though it sounded like a ridiculous request. And because of that, they were blessed. Like, Jesus was able to bless them because they were willing to do what he said.
So bottom line, even if you have bad motives, God will bless you if you just come to him. Even if it's exasperation, even if it's literally, I have nowhere else to go, I have no other option, so fine, I'll choose you, God. Even if it's from that place, God says, hey, I'll take it. I love you enough to deal with your nonsense and to bless you anyway. So I hope that really hits, especially in a time like this where it seems like there's so many things going wrong, that God says, I will bless you, but not only that, I will give you the means to accept it or to hold it in the first place.
Why did you put that in?
I don't know. Yeah, we can just cut it at that last part.
Thank you for joining us for Recharge with Richardson. Don't forget to join us for our next episode, and until then, may God fill you with joy and peace and hope.